And if you can, in the chat box, are you able to just advise if you can see my screen? That would also be amazing. Chat box. Yes, beautiful. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Hope everyone's doing absolutely fabulous this evening. So Harry's all the way from New Zealand. So Harry, it's quite late over there. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'll just double check, make sure that we are definitely live on Facebook. And looking forward to seeing you guys all on here tonight as well. Just bear with me. Here we go. I'm just going to share my other screen. Just bear with me. It's saying that we're live. I can't see the screen though, so just bear with me. Sorry, guys. All right, we are live. All righty, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me. If you are dialing in, please feel free to utilize the chat box. If you have any questions, I'll open it up for questions towards the end. And looking forward to adding some value to you guys tonight. So you're probably asking yourself the question, exactly why you might be here tonight. So perhaps you've come this evening to take your business to the next level, or perhaps you're thinking about going into business, or perhaps you may be an entrepreneur, and perhaps you're here to learn exactly what mindset hacks are used by elite leaders. So if you are currently in business, definitely the thing that's going to help you take your business to the next level is learning and utilizing the mindset hacks that are used by elite leaders out there. So there's one thing to learn them, and there's another thing to actually use them. So depending on your previous background, perhaps you've already done a lot of personal development in your time. And I invite you to ask yourself the question is, are you actually putting into action all of the things that you've learned in the past? So if you're new into business, maybe you haven't done a lot of personal development, or perhaps you're just stepping out, or you want to get into that business space. Now, here's the thing with any form of personal development is it's an ongoing process. So it's not like we learn it once. We need to continue to learn and continue to grow and continue to develop our mindset, and we learn by utilizing those skills and by actually putting them into action. So the more we utilize them and put them into practice, the more we actually learn exactly what they are and how they work. So perhaps you've come here to learn some of those mindset hacks, or maybe it's just a refresher to use some of the mindset hacks that you already know. Perhaps you came tonight to change your current results. So if you are in business, given the times that we're in at the moment, everybody across the globe has been impacted in some way, shape or form by the global COVID crisis that we're going through. And so maybe you're wanting to change your current results, or perhaps the current situation hasn't particularly impacted you, but you just want to change where you're at the moment. Perhaps you came on board tonight to break through your limiting beliefs. Now, this is a super powerful one, because your belief system is what will take you to where you need to go in your business. And we're going to dial down on that a little bit throughout this webinar tonight. Maybe you're here to accelerate your own personal growth. And that's something that I really want to share with you on how you can actually accelerate your personal growth. And perhaps you're here to learn how to build better relationships. So in order to take our business to the next level, we definitely need to get better at building relationships. So some of you may be aware that we are no longer just a local community. We've become what's known as a global community. So everything's going online now. We've got access to people all across the globe, and we need to learn how to become better at building relationships and being able to liaise with people right across the globe. And perhaps you might be here to understand people a little bit better, including yourself. Now, this is in order to take your business to the next level, it's crucial that we understand people and how they tick, and also how we tick as well. So I'm going to deep dive down all of these little rabbit holes for you this evening. So again, thank you so much for joining us. And if you do have any questions as we're going through, please just pop your questions in the chat box, and I'll try and answer them as we go. So what exactly does it take to succeed in business? Now, here's the thing. Your why is your driving force behind your business. And you've probably heard this before if you've been around the personal development world, that your why is the thing that will actually help you get up on the days that you don't feel like doing it. And it's the thing that will drive your business. And your what is your product or your service, and your how is your strategy. So that's how you put it into place, how you go from one step into the next step into the next step. And your what if is your ability to scale your business. So you need to be able to implement all four of these and have absolute clarity on your why, on your what, on your how, and also on your what if. Now, your why and your what are usually limited by your belief system. So it's absolutely crucial that you have a rock solid belief system and a rock solid mindset behind what you're doing, because here's the interesting thing is a lot of the reason why people don't succeed in business is that their why is not big enough, or their what, their product or service is not big enough. And the reason that is usually by their limited belief. So many people in business will have this limitation saying, well, I'm not good enough, or I couldn't be that big, or I could never do that. And so it's that driving force, it's that reason why. So if you put a ceiling over your own head and you're capping your abilities to succeed, then you will never be able to push past that limit. So what I'm going to talk to you about is the difference that makes the difference. So what is the difference that makes the difference? It's becoming the person that stops waiting for things to happen and become the person that starts creating those things. So many people, you'll hear it in their language when they're speaking, is we're just going to wait for things to get better, or we're going to wait and see what happens, or we'll just wait until things blow over, or wait till things go back to normal, or we're going to wait and just, wait till the dust settles and then make our move. And the problem with waiting is if you're a person that waits, you will be waiting forever. There will always be something that you'll have to wait for. And so it's about becoming the person that starts creating and making things happen. So you're creating a market, you're creating the demand, you're creating the ideas. So it's not about waiting, it's about absolutely creating. Now, a couple of ways that you can do that is modeling excellence. So my advice to you guys is have a look out there, have a look at who's actually crushing it and who is succeeding, because success definitely leaves clues. And what we teach in NLP is the ability to model excellence. So I highly encourage you, whatever industry, whatever business model you're in, is go and have a look out there and who is crushing it in your field. And it's about being able to model that level of excellence. Find out what's driving them. What are their belief systems? What are the systems and the strategies that they've got in place? And then we can break those down and model that specific type of excellence. Again, it's removing the limiting beliefs. So many people have limitations, and now it's our belief system is something that's pre-programmed into us. So depending on your background, your values, your belief systems, your religion, your culture, your family upbringing, or your friends, they download into us automatically and become imprinted onto us. And so therefore what happens is we start to establish a limiting belief system. So it's not our fault that we have a limited belief system, but what I really highly encourage you guys to do is do the work. So if you know that you have a limiting belief, is reach out to a coach and get some help, because I can tell you now, all of the leaders in the world, all of the people in politics and the people who are really making it, a lot of influencers around the world, have actually got coaches, and the coaches are the ones that help them break through those limiting beliefs. Sometimes when we're young, we're born and we feel like we're Superman, and then what happens, the world comes and imprints its own belief systems and scarcity around us, or the economy crashes, or we hear it from our networks of there's a big crash coming, or hold out for this. And so we start operating from a place of scarcity, or a place of too much risk. And so what happens is we put these limitations on us. So I really highly encourage, for those of you, if you're listening to this and it's resonating with you, that that there are some limiting beliefs in there, highly recommend to reach out to a coach. So that's what I do with my NLP training. I personally coach people one-on-one in business, and I also train people in how to manage this stuff and coach themselves. So I really highly encourage you, if you know that you have limiting beliefs, do the work, because as long as those belief systems are in there, it will stop your progress from moving forward. Another one is knowing your superpowers. So I'll break this down a little bit also further in tonight's webinar. So knowing what you are great at. So every single person on the planet is born with a very unique set of meta programs. So the things that you're naturally good at, and it's getting to know exactly what are your superpowers, know what you're great at, know what your skill sets are, because that will give you so much more ability to do what you're great at and find other people to do what you're not so great at. So knowing what your superpowers are, and then go out and seek the other people that have those expertise that you could possibly be needing in your business. The next one is becoming resourceful. So that means actually reaching out and finding the people that are the missing link, that have those superpowers that you need to take your business to the next level. So here's an interesting thing. I work with a lot of business owners and big companies that have hundreds of staff members. And when you have a big company that's got a lot of people in there, you'll probably recognize the bigger companies have what they call the human resources department. And the reason why they have a human resources department is usually to put out the fires. So what that means is there are a lot of skilled people, but they're possibly in the wrong jobs, or they're not being motivated the way that they naturally are motivated. And what happens is you have a team of people where there's frustration in the workplace. Everyone's getting frustrated. They're not enjoying their jobs. There's so many people that go to work each day and don't enjoy what they do. And when you are becoming resourceful, it's about specifically headhunting people with a very unique skill set and a very unique set of meta programs that will actually love to be on that specific role of your team. So I'll explain that in a little bit further detail, but become resourceful. So if you're a person and you're a one-person show and you're doing all of the things in your business, chances are you're probably great at one or two of those things and not so great at the rest of those things. And therefore it's costing you lots of time and lots of energy to do those things that you're not so great at. So be resourceful and bring experts on your team who are great at certain things. Another one is honoring yourself and others. And what I mean by this is don't discredit yourself. So if you are in business and your business is not doing well, that means that you're basically agreeing that you don't deserve anything well. So honoring yourself. So if you spend, say, 10 hours a day in your business or 12 hours a day in your business, ask yourself the question and be honest with yourself is, what is your business doing for you and what is your business giving back to you? It's the same as in a relationship. Honor yourself in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, ask yourself, what is the energy exchange and what are you getting out of that? So, and when you're honoring yourself and when you are demanding highly of yourself, you're absolutely giving back to yourself, which means you're giving a better version of yourself to the people around you. So honoring yourself and others is super crucial to being successful. Another thing is adding more value and over delivering. So there's a few people out there in different businesses that are absolutely crushing this. And the difference that makes the difference in businesses, some people have a great product or a great service, but they are all about just delivering that. You pay, you get what you paid for, and then that's it. It's the end of service. Now, when you can add more value and over deliver to your clients, you will have raving fans and repeat customers and referrals. And that's the difference that makes the difference in having a great business model as well. So if you're after success, definitely focus on adding more value and over delivering to your clients. So changing your current results. Here's a really interesting thing is questions are the answers. So when you're feeling stuck in any place, whether it's in business, whether it's in relationships, whether it's with a team member, ask yourself these questions. So ask, what is it specifically that needs to change? Or what don't you know? So we're so confident in the things that we do know. Sometimes we need to go investigating and you know, when something's not quite working, sometimes we need to go down the rabbit hole of asking that question is, what don't we know? What is it that we're not doing? Or what is it that's not actually working? And asking another question like, who is an expert in your field? So perhaps you need to reach out to somebody in your field or somebody who's an expert in a specific area of your business. Finding an expert is definitely going to save you lots of time, energy, and headaches, and it's going to help you change your results. So ask yourself also, what is it that you need to learn in your business? Now we've got so much technology out there, and life itself is so overwhelming. Business is overwhelming because we are just growing at such a more rapid, fast-paced rate that we're literally exposing ourselves on a global scale that we need to learn a lot more than what we used to need to know. So ask yourself the question, what is it specifically that you need to learn, or how much do you need to learn in order to oversee somebody else in your business to carry out that specific task? Also ask yourself, how can you add more value? You know, are you looking after the product development, the developmental growth of the business? Quite often what happens in business is you get a one-man show who's trying to do everything. Now there's a difference between being an entrepreneur that stays awake at 3 o'clock in the morning with like exceptional ideas just flowing through you, to the person who's stuck working in the business until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So ask yourself that question, how can you add more value, but also how can you do it smarter? And ask yourself, this is a really important one, if you want to scale your business, who is it that's on your team? So it's great to have somebody who's nice or who's kind or who's friendly in your team, but it's also crucial that you have the right players on your team. One thing that we teach in NLP, which I find is crucial for any business that's bringing on team members, is understanding how people tick and how they are programmed and what are their specific programming. So everybody has different programs, and when you can headhunt somebody specifically for their skill set, trust me, you will be saving yourself a lot of time, energy, effort, and money, and your business will grow because you're bringing the right people on board. And somebody who's exceptional at this is Richard Branson. He is exceptional at headhunting very specific people to manage his companies and his teams. Also asking yourself the question, what is it that's holding you back? And here's an interesting concept on this question, because when you're looking in business, most people will think it's something related specifically to the business that could be holding them back. But ask yourself, go a little bit deeper on that question. So what is it that is holding you back? Is it your belief system that's holding you back? Is it your values? Is it your friends or your family or your relationship that's holding you back? Is it your health that is holding you back? It's quite often that we see CEOs of big companies having heart attacks. It's quite often that we see people that have got great business models, but they're literally burning the candle at both ends. And I've seen this time and time and time again. Or there's somebody, you know, they're putting all their energy and effort into work because they don't want to come home, because what's going on at home is not the right place where they want to be. So you've got to ask yourself the question, what is it specifically that's holding you back? Because if your family life or your relationship or your health is not on track, then your business cannot succeed. So ask yourself the question, dial deep on this question. When you're asking these questions, what is it that is actually holding you back? And again, be honest with yourself, and again, reach out for a coach if you need one. So breaking through your limiting beliefs. So this is crucial for anyone that's listening to this. If you do know that you've got limiting beliefs, I highly recommend that you do the work to break through them, because your current life is a direct reflection of your current belief systems. So whatever you're thinking or feeling, or whatever that internal dialogue is that you're saying to yourself on a daily basis, that is your current belief system, and that's going to be directly affecting where you are at. So ask yourself the question, what is it that you need to break through, and what have you done about it so far, and how long has it been a problem, and how much longer is it going to be a problem? Because this is the thing, like I seriously coach so many people in different organizations, different industries, and there's, you know, when I'm coaching people, they come with a problem, and I ask the question, how long has this been a problem? And some people hang on to their beliefs or their problems for a very long period of time. Now, there's a reason why people do this, and it's because one of our basic human needs is a need for certainty. So if we are so used to having a problem, what's happened is we have established a strategy how to manage and how to function with that problem. And so then we know how to function like that. So then we just hang on to the problem because we know how to deal with it. Whereas if we get rid of the problem, then we can actually fully function and move forward. So, but then there's that little bit of fear because we don't know how to function without the problem because we've had that problem for such a long time. So ask yourself the question, what are your limiting beliefs, or what are your current problems, and how long has it been a problem, and what have you done about it? And you'll probably get some great answers just from asking that question. Again, if anyone is listening and would love to reach out further, please just let me know, and definitely send a private message and I'll reach out to you guys. So accelerating your personal growth. So what does it actually take to accelerate your personal growth? So one thing that we teach is learning the actual methodology used by the world leaders. So NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, for those that don't know, that is taught by some of the world leaders. So Barack Obama knew NLP, people like Tiger Woods, people like Oprah Winfrey, and some other amazing world leaders are all trained in neuro-linguistic programming. And what that means is there's a specific set of tools and techniques and methods that they use to help them overcome so many different things that they might be going through. So it teaches us communication patterns, it teaches us building relationships, it teaches us rapport, teaches us about meta programs and how we're actually programmed to function and think and operate, and how we can hack that system. So also continuously investing in your own personal development. And what I mean by this is, if you've done a personal development course once and you think that you've got enough to keep you going, you've got to remember that our personal growth is an ongoing journey. So if you remember going through school, your brain functioned so well when you went to school because it was programmed and it knew what to do and it was learning so much. So when we stop learning is when we stop growing. So I highly encourage anyone that's listening to this webinar is invest in yourself. So set yourself a budget or a target every single year of what you're going to do as far as personal development goes. So I know that I usually schedule mine. So I'm just reading one of the, I'll come back to the questions. I'll come back to the questions shortly. Sorry, guys, just so I don't get off track here. So continuously investing in your personal growth and development. Again, invest each year if you can. Set yourself a goal. So find out what you want to invest in for 2021. Find out what programs and what personal development that you want to do. Another way to accelerate your personal growth is proximity is power. Now, I'll touch base on NLP very quickly. Is we naturally adapt to our outside environment. So whatever is happening in our current environment is we will start to naturally mold into that. So you've probably heard the saying before that we become like the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And the reason that is because we are downloading so much information on an unconscious level. So you can actually utilize your environment for growth. And what I mean by that is elevating your network. So hang around with other people, hang around with the people who are already achieving the things that you want to achieve, because that proximity is power. So if you put yourself in places around people with a much higher level of growth than yourself, then you're really going to accelerate your own personal growth at a much faster rate. So definitely focus on utilizing your environment, and again, try and limit the negative energy or the people that are bringing you down in that environment. Also, maximizing your health to maximize your performance. So like I mentioned before, if your health is not up to scratch, then your performance and your ability to work and function and think properly is also not going to be up to scratch. So if you think of segment intention, so being very intentional with all little aspects of your life. So in your social circles, be intentional about where you're spending time. With your health and your food and your nutrition, be very intentional about what you're putting into your body. With your sleep, be intentional about having great quality of sleep. So this is all going to help you maximize your performance. Again, invest in a team of experts. This is going to do two things for you. So if you invest in experts, A, for your own personal development, and also B, for your team. If you have experts on your team, you're automatically going to demand posture from your clients and your potential customers. So if you've got a team of experts working with you, then you're just going to put yourself at a much, much higher demand for posture in your field. So build better relationships. This is crucial in any business. If you want to excel in your business, you need to learn how to build better relationships. So one of the key things here is to respect another person's model of the world. So there's no right or wrong in the world. It's basically everybody is operating from what they know. Everybody's operating or doing the best that they can with the resources that they have available to them. So we never sort of, downplay anybody else. We simply have a respect for another person's model of the world and show them that respect. And know how to build rapport with people. So understand what is rapport, understand how to actually create rapport with people. Using sensory acuity is huge. So being able to pick up on body language, picking up on facial expressions, picking up on language. So learning NLP, we learn what actual secret language patterns are. We learn how to pick up on the way that their mind could be thinking by certain words that they are using. Letting go of your ego. So in business, it doesn't matter whether you're the leader or whether you're the business owner. Letting go of our ego and understanding that we are all equal is going to be huge and help you build better relationships. Learning and modeling from experts in your field, again, I'll touch base on that again because it's so important, is definitely, picking some people who you really want to model from and actually doing the process of modeling from them. So one thing that I task some of my clients with is I get them to pinpoint 2 or 3 role models or mentors that they absolutely love, and then pinpoint what it is specifically that they like about that person, or what skills that they would like to adopt from that person. And then we break it down. What is the strategies that person is using them that gives them that external result? And then we are able to install it into our clients and help them model from those experts. Again, building better relationships is creating a win-win relationship. So asking yourself the question is, what can you do for another person as well as what can they do for you? So always focus on a two-way relationship and a win-win for yourself, your team, and your clients. And being intentional. So whenever you're creating relationships with people, be intentional about what's the purpose of that relationship and what's the outcome or the desire of that relationship. So whether it's a business relationship, personal relationships, team member relationships, always be intentional about what is the outcome or the purpose. And again, being very intentional helps another person, perform. So being intentional also, by knowing your outcome, you're able to articulate yourself correctly to another person. And again, you have a much better relationship. So many people will point the finger outside of themselves and say, that person should have done a better job, or that person didn't, do what I wanted them to do. But by us being very intentional and knowing our outcomes, we're able to articulate ourselves so much better. Again, elevate your network. So I say this and I say it over and over again, is spend time with people who are already where you want to be, and make sure that your external environment is supporting your growth. Understand people and know their strengths. So this is huge. When we can identify other people's strengths, it gives us the ability to really utilize what they are great at. And again, it's so important that we know our own strengths and weaknesses as well. So, but by knowing what other people's strengths are and understanding how they work, and I'll talk about their meta programs again, that's their specific way that they're motivated and what they're drawn to, and what keeps them going, and why they're good at the things that they're great at. When you know that stuff, you can really utilize that to give yourself much better leverage in your own business. And learning how to communicate effectively. And this is, again, it's super crucial, because the response you get from another person is simply a result of the way that you've communicated to them. So if you are in a business working environment, or you're working with a team member and they haven't delivered the way that you wanted them to, rather than pointing the finger at the other person, always look back at ourselves and ask ourselves the question, how could we better communicate with that person? Or how could we communicate more effectively with that person? And when we learn how to communicate effectively with people and be very intentional, again, we will just really elevate our capacity to be successful at a much faster pace. So understanding people and including yourself. So again, I'm going to talk about neuro-linguistic programming because that's what we do here. So learning NLP will help you discover how you operate as a person. And what I mean by that is learning what exactly are your meta programs? How do you operate? What are your preferred representational systems? So everybody learns very differently. So some people are very visual, some people are very auditory, some people are very kinesthetic, so they're very feelings orientated. When you know those things and when you know how you operate, then you'll also get a bit of an understanding of what representational systems of your own that you don't utilize so well. So then it's going to elevate your own level of awareness of perhaps what haven't you thought of yet. So by understanding this stuff, you really open up your mind to being able to think differently and being able to see more options, because you're no longer thinking the way you used to think, but you're more aware of the way that you weren't thinking, if that makes sense. It sounds very confusing, but it's so true. When you know what your preferred representational system is, you know your autopilot program, you know how you operate most of the time, and then you're able to intervene and interrupt that pattern and open up different learning styles for yourself. And also you're able to understand that in other people. So when you're trying to get a message to somebody and they don't seem to understand correctly, or they just don't get it, what you're trying to say, when you understand another person's preferred rep system and how they operate, it helps you adapt your message and gives you the tools you need to communicate more effectively with that person in a way that they will understand it. Again, learning your meta programs and finding your superpowers. So your meta programs is what you run on autopilot. So you've got about 54 different types of meta programs, and they control the way that you think, the way that you feel, whether you're an introvert, an extrovert, whether you're an information person, whether you like high chunk detail or all the finer details. And when you understand and learn your own meta programs, you will have a much higher capacity to find your own superpowers and tune into them, and then you can really stick at what you're great at. And you'll also get to learn other people's meta programs and how they think and function. And that gives you then the ability to literally headhunt people with specific skill sets for certain roles. And again, someone who is amazing at this is Richard Branson. He just knows exactly how to headhunt a certain person for a certain role in his company, because he knows that that role is the perfect role for that type of person based on the way that that person operates. And when you know this, it will literally help you fast track your business. It will also help you fast track your own success and your own results, because you will no longer be spending countless amounts of your own hours doing the things that you're just not that great at. And you'll be able to bring somebody in who has a skill set which is so much better at a certain task or a certain role than your own. So knowing this stuff is absolutely crucial to your success. So I will just jump on for any questions. So I've got a couple of comments here. Sorry. Okay, breaking through beliefs is so crucial. Absolutely. When we stop learning, we stop growing. Absolutely. I'm just going to see if I can have a look at the questions. So before I do, I just wanted to explain what we do here at the Academy. So we're home to the world's very first online live NLP practitioner training. So we ran the first live event back in May this year, and we had people from about 8 different continents all came, and basically they all got certified as students in NLP, and some of them are now coaches. Many of them are already business owners. We had quite a few personal trainers. We had a couple of mums. We had people in all different industries, and even people that were just there for their own personal development. So what we teach at our Mind Academy is basically, it's neurolinguistic programming. So we teach you the NLP communication model. We teach you the presuppositions, which is like a code of conduct, you could say. We teach you the keys to achievable outcomes. We teach you the context and the processes and the structure of NLP. So how to model excellence in other people. We teach you the models of therapy. We teach you principles for success. We teach you the prime directives of how your unconscious mind actually works and how you then can understand that and utilize that to your own ability. So Beckon's like, heck yes. We also teach you language patterns and predicates. Now, they are super crucial whenever you are communicating with another person. When you can understand what their language patterns and the predicates that they are using are, you will then understand how that person thinks, and you are able to articulate and communicate so much more effectively with them. Multiple specific therapy models. We also teach you understanding values, elicitations, and programs. So values is huge, and values levels of evolution is even massive again. So when you understand the values, that's when you actually go deeper diving on where deep structure comes from, and where somebody is at in order of their own levels of evolution. And it gives you so much more ability to know how you could possibly work with another person, and how long they might take on that journey, or how far you can get with another person. So again, if you want to be super successful in business, this stuff is crucial to learning what you need to know. And also timeline therapy as well, which is something that we teach, which helps us literally break through limiting beliefs and negative emotions in people. And basically they're stored on a neurological level. So if you've had anything going on in the past that's created certain negative emotions or tensions or trauma or any sort of limiting beliefs based on your upbringing or your belief systems or your values or your religion or your culture, basically we use timeline therapy to literally smash through those limiting beliefs. So we offer a triple certification program. Our next training program is coming up on November the 3rd. So it's a 6-day training. It's a triple certification program. So at the end of the training, you'll be certified as a practitioner of neurolinguistic programming, a practitioner of timeline therapy, and also a practitioner of NLP coaching. So for any of you that are looking at going into the coaching space or would love to become a life coach or a business coach, this gives you the tools, the qualifications, and the certification that you need in order to do this. Plus, it's a huge level of personal development as well. Plus, on day 6 of this training, we also do an advanced business principles. So basically, it's a full day workshop where we give you access into a portal on how to build, launch, and scale a 250K online coaching business. So if this sounds like it's absolutely amazing, certainly reach out and we will definitely give you some more information on those. So just before I sort of go any further on this, I'm just going to bring one of our past students, actually, Lisa. Lisa, are you online with us?
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Lovely to hear your voice this evening.
And lovely to hear you too. Great webinar. Love it.
Oh, I'm so glad you. What did you find the biggest takeaway from that webinar?
It's just a refresher because I did my practitioner course in May this year, and basically, I mean, it's been life-changing for myself, and it's been a big game changer. And I've been doing a lot of self-development prior to this course.
Amazing.
And when I went into this course, my intentions was to gain more confidence within myself and to go into the coaching field, because I've always wanted to become a coach, but I just didn't know how to start, or I just didn't have confidence. I just didn't feel I was good enough. And when I did this course and completed it, wow, it was just like I went more into depth on my own personal growth,
Yeah.
and I learned more about myself. And yeah, it was just I was able to identify within myself what was actually holding me back.
Yeah.
And since then, I've made massive changes in my personal life. So, you know, it
Yeah.
has been a huge life-changing event for me.
Amazing.
And yeah, and it also gave me the self-belief and the tools and the training. It all gave me the belief that I can actually go into the coaching field. Like, you give everything there, you know, the tools, the training, the business structure to start up straight away. So
Beautiful.
yeah, I'm so grateful that I've come across this course, and I'm glad that I've done it. And now I'm really looking forward to doing the masters in November. Yes.
Amazing.
Mm,
Yes. Again,
mm,
that the master practitioner level is absolutely life-changing, and it's a game changer again. And
mm.
I just want to say massive congratulations to you, Lisa, because I know shortly after you finished the training with us in May, you really did have a massive life overhaul.
Yeah,
You changed your entire life, and
yeah.
that in itself is absolutely massive. So congratulations to you. And again,
Thank you.
thank you for being on the training with us back in May, and also thank you for jumping on this evening as well. And we're so looking forward to having you in November.
Oh, thank you.
So
And by the way, you meet some amazing people on these courses as well. Like, you know, I still keep in touch with a lot of people that I did the course with. So I'm very grateful for that as well.
beautiful, amazing.
Mm.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I might bring one more person on. Anya is a student that joined us also back in May at our last training. And Anya is all the way from the UK dialing in. She's in London. Anya, are you with us?
Hi, Julie. Yes, I'm here.
How are you? Is it the morning over there?
It's 9:43 a.m. I'm very well, thank you. It's really great webinar. Loved it.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. What was the biggest takeaway for you in that one?
I guess the work on ourselves, how important it is, because obviously there's still things coming up, and now instead of being frustrated, I just wonder where this thing came from. How can I deal with it, which is amazing, like really life-changing.
Yes, beautiful. And how have you found that it's impacted your business or added value to your business and to your clients?
Oh, massively. Like Lisa said, it was also life-changing for me because like I didn't realize how many of my limiting beliefs were holding me back. I'm from Poland and I live in London, but I left Poland because I couldn't find a job. So in London, my first job, I had to travel 1 hour and a half each way, but I was just so happy to have a job. So for me, just learning that I can have more, I can have an online business, I can be successful, that was like a huge thing. So it was like a really a big breakthrough. So yeah, and now with my online coaching, I started a group coaching last week. So I'm really excited now about what the future is gonna bring.
Beautiful. Yes. I'm so excited that you launched your business online, and obviously now you're serving clients from international and different continents. It's
Yeah.
so fantastic. And
And like yeah.
yes, sorry, you go.
And like I said, I just wouldn't be able to do it without help, without it's like my business coach, because if like I wouldn't even know where to start. So definitely hiring somebody that is already been doing it and is successful, it's a must.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Anya. I really, truly appreciate that. That's just amazing.
Thank you for having me here. Thanks.
Thank you. And we've got Naveen online. He's also already signed into to join our training, as well as Monique as well. We've got Monique and Naveen. They'll both be joining us at the November practitioner training. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show, for those who are interested, because we've got a very special offer for you guys tonight for jumping on the webinar. So I'm just going to show my next screen. So with our NLP practitioner training, so the cost of the course, we do the NLP and the timeline therapy. Usually it's about $3,997, plus that's inclusive of the NLP coaching as well. The advanced coaching business principles that we do a full day workshop on, it's normally valued at $497. We also give you a free 8-week life detox as part of your gifts on the training. So that's valued at $300. Plus, all students also receive 2 free coaching sessions with myself, personally valued at $200. So the total package is normally valued at $4,989. And so for those of you that have jumped on the webinar, for the next 24 hours, I'm just offering a massive, massive discount. So it's a huge savings of 60% off. So literally it's a one-time payment of just $1,997. We also have payment plans available for those of you that could be just a little bit tight financially. So we offer payment plans for $99 a week. And it's simply just a deposit of $495, and then we can set you up on a payment plan. So again, I'll just go back for those of you who are interested. Again, for the next 24 hours, if you send me a private message or just reach out to me on Facebook, again, that offer is there 60% off. So it's either one-time upfront payment, $19.97, or on a payment plan for $99 a week with a small deposit. Now, the training dates for the next training is November 3 till 8. So it's 6 days. It goes from the Wednesday through to the Sunday. And again, it's a triple certification program. So it's internationally recognized certificates. You become certified practitioner of NLP, practitioner of timeline therapy, and a practitioner of NLP coaching. Plus, we throw in a free day of advanced business coaching principles. So guys, I really wanted to come and share. And please, if you are watching and if you have any questions about anything else that I covered tonight, please feel free to reach out. You can send me a private message on Facebook, or you can reach out to me personally. Just find me on Facebook or visit us at Advanced Mind Academy. We're on Facebook and Instagram. And again, please feel free to reach out with any other questions. Now, for those of you who are watching live on Facebook, on the live stream on Facebook, if you guys would like to get in contact as well, please, if you would like to learn more about NLP, we've got a free NLP ebook as well. So if you'd like access to the free ebook, simply comment live and just say yes, please, or heck yes, and we will make sure that you get that free ebook as well. So guys, again, there's 24 hours. If you would love to save a massive, like close to $3,000 on the training, again, we've got 60% off. It's for the next 24 hours. And I'll tell you what, for the first 3 people that message me, I will throw in also a month of free coaching with me personally. Now that's my special gift for those of you that are on live tonight or watching the live stream. So guys, the reason why I give so much value is because I literally believe in this stuff. I believe what it does. I believe what it can do for people in their personal life, what it can do for people in their business, and what it can do for our world as a whole, our planet, to help people understand people and help people smash through their limiting beliefs and have respect for everybody's model of the world and literally live life by design. So again, guys, 60% off for the next 24 hours. Feel free to private message me, and the first 3 people, I'm going to throw in a month of free coaching with myself personally. So again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Sing out if you've got any questions, and I look forward to speaking to you guys soon. Bye for now.